Kerala gets 20 million tourists every year. Almost none of them go where I went. I stood in the most beautiful places I have ever seen, and I spent most of it feeling nothing. This is what happened when I finally stopped pretending otherwise. I planned this trip the way you plan things when you need to feel in control of something. Itinerary, research, the right lenses, put the right light, as if the right photographs could prove you were okay. Munna doesn't care what you're trying to hold together. The mist, the mist comes in from both the sides and swallows everything you thought you had been prepared for. The highest tea estate in the world, invisible in the mist. There's a silence of that altitude that doesn't feel like peace. It feels like the absence of noise you were using to avoid thinking. The British built this estate at 2600 meters in the 1880s. No road, no convenience, just the decision to go higher than anyone thought was sensible. Every row you see, perfectly straight on an impossible slope, is someone choosing to keep going anyway. I understood that more than I expected to. When the light came through, I said the right things. I performed being moved. Anai Dam, water so still, it holds the entire sky. I sat there and watched it for a long time, trying to figure out what I was feeling and why it kept slipping away from me. Munambu, Anjuril Dam, water cutting through ancient rock, the cold spray, the moving water, things that don't ask you to feel any particular way about them. Standing above the clouds, not looking up at them from below the way we do every day, but watching them drift through the valley beneath your feet. I thought this is the kind of view that should fix something, but it didn't. But it was honest with me about that, and that was something. A cliff made of rock that has been hardening for 2000 years. Some things you carry for so long, you forget that you're carrying them. And then a place gets quiet enough that you can't pretend anymore. Kerala got quiet enough. So, I had a bike and an afternoon. The decision took 4 seconds. The backwater road to Adava. Water on both the sides, moving between two worlds belonging fully to neither. There's a version of being alone that is freedom, and a version that is just the weight of something. Finally, having nowhere left to hide. That morning, it was both. Odayam beach, darker sand, fewer people. I was there because the landscape asked, and for the first time in my life, I don't know how long I stopped trying to be okay and just was silence. This is a sculpture carved into a hillside in Kerala. A bird from one of the oldest stories ever told. Wings spread, frozen mid-fall. Jatayu was the vulture king. He saw something being taken, something he loved. He was old. He was too small. He knew he probably would not win. He flew toward it anyway. He fell here, and Ram found him and held him. Jatayu is the only character who gets to die held by God. They didn't build this monument to his winning, they built it to his trying, to the falling, to being held at the end of it. I stood between the coast and the mountains and understood something I had been running from. Some things cannot be saved. Trying anyway is not the same as falling. and being held at the end is not the same as losing. Varkala Cliff, a rock that has been hardening for 2000 years. It survives by being exactly what it is, nothing more. I found a spot, I sat down. The sea didn't need anything from me. It moved before I arrived. It will move after I leave. I want to ask you something. When was the last time you let something be over without turning it into a lesson so it hurts less? I think I stayed for more than 2 hours. I think I thought about nothing. And I think that was the first honest thing I had done in a long time. Column. Column moves at a frequency that halves your speed within an hour. It has been doing this for 1,000 years. To traders, to travelers, to people carrying things they hadn't named yet. Munro Island, named after the man who redirected the water, who decided the natural flow needed to go a different way. The canals he built are still here. I kept thinking about what gets lost when you redirect something that was already moving fine on its own. The Dutch church at the water's edge, built in the 1700s. The Dutch left centuries ago. The church stayed. Some things outlast the reason they were built. There was a woman at a restaurant in Kollam, Essen Family Restaurant. Everyone calls her food auntie. Maybe she put a plate in front of us like she had been feeding people she loved her entire life. She didn't need to know anything about me to do that. I think I needed that more than I understood at that time. Ashtamudi Lake, 8 branches of water reaching into the land. At golden hour, the light comes from everywhere at once. I didn't photograph any of it. I just let it be light. And for the first time since Varkala, I felt something that wasn't grief, it wasn't happiness either. It was just space. Enough space to breathe. Kerala gets 20 million tourists a year. Almost none of them go where I went. Not because the places are hard to reach, because they require something of you that most people are not ready to give. They require you to stop, to let the mist come in from both sides and swallow the pain. I went to Kerala trying to hold on to something. I came back holding on to myself. Those are not the same thing. It took me the whole trip to understand the difference. If you're a kind of person who travels not to escape your life, but to finally understand it, you are exactly who this channel is for. Come along 5 minutes further. My complete Kerala guide is in the description. Every location, every honest detail, budget, bite rentals, everything. And tell me in comments, what is the place that held you when you needed it most? Someone watching this right now needs to find it.